Do you ever feel like you have to fix everything right here and right now? Let me tell you how doing nothing might actually be better than doing something. So often in life, you hear, let it go, right? You hear whatever it is that's bothering you. If you can't change it, let it go, right? I'm here to tell you, switch letting it go to letting it be, all right? No offense to Elsa, she had a great concept going about letting it go, but I'm talking about shifting over here to the Beatles, all right? Mother Mary, let it be. And the two differences, letting it go has an implication that you have to do something, to whereas letting it be has the implication of a non-action. It's just sitting back and letting things at times take care of themselves. So often we want to step in and make decisions when we're not in the best headspace, whether we're experiencing anxiety, anger, stress, or depression, right? We're not in the best headspace to be able to make that decision. So I'm saying there are times you want to wait to get to a better headspace before making that decision, okay? I have another video up on my YouTube channel about this that goes a little bit more in depth about letting the storms, right, the emotional storms pass before making decisions, to wait for those blue skies before making decisions. Now, I'm not saying that means you wait until everything's perfect. It just means that you wait until you're in a better headspace to whatever heavy emotion that you're feeling to make a better decision. And the analogy that I use is like sailing a ship, right? If you're trying to plot your course and you're trying to figure out where you're going, you don't do that when it's a storm. You don't do that when the waves are crashing onto your boat and there's thunder and there's lightning, right? Because then you'd be so much more likely to make a poor decision and go into the wrong direction. Whereas if you let the storm pass, right, to at least to some degree, it's easy for you to plot your course and pick a better direction to go in because there's more clarity. So that's what I'm talking about. It's very similar to this. It's letting those things pass, right? Letting those storms pass, letting those emotions pass before making a better decision. And then sometimes letting the situation itself, whatever situation you're struggling with, letting that situation itself be and not touching it at all, right? Whether it be physically, emotionally, not diving into it at all for a little bit and seeing what happens. Right? And this doesn't apply to everything, but it applies to certain situations, particularly situations where you've tried multiple things to fix this situation, whatever it is. It could be a problem at work, it could be a problem with your family, it could be a problem in your house, it could be a problem with yourself, something that you're struggling with yourself, maybe a habit you're trying to break, trying to become a different person, or maybe a habit you're trying to build, and nothing's seemed to work. Try just letting it be, right? I'm talking speaking words of wisdom here, right? The Beatles, let it be, right? Because so often if we can let things be, right? As I said, it implies this non-action. It implies of just sitting back and an acceptance, right? Often solutions can come to us. And I'm not saying this happens all the time, but if we can let things settle first, if we can let situations settle first, like I've tried everything and it's not working, let it be. I'm here to tell you, just let it be. If you've tried everything and it didn't work, just for now, that doesn't mean give up. That doesn't mean you're not gonna come back to it, because you are, but just for now, let it be. Whatever the situation is, something at work, something with your family, something with yourself, financially, something with your health, something with your friendships, right? Whatever the case is with your family, just let it be just for now and see what solutions can come to you and see what dust can settle first, right? Before you can go and make a decision. And so often in life, as I said, if you've tried multiple things and it hasn't worked, the solution winds up coming to you because you're in a better headspace. So here's the thing, whatever problem or challenge you're facing, whether you've been experiencing anxiety over it, whether you've been experiencing anger over it, or stress over it, you've been depressed over it, and you've tried multiple things and it hasn't worked, you have to go into it with the intention of letting it be. That makes a big difference. Shift your mindset and remind yourself, okay, I'm not gonna let it go. There's nothing I need to do about this at the moment. So I'm just going to let it be and let those three words ring throughout your head, ring throughout your heart, just for now. You remind yourself, I'm going to take care of this problem at some point. I'm going to try again, but just for now, just for maybe even an hour, right? It could be just an hour, a day, a week, maybe even a month. Whatever the situation, whatever your situation is, you have to be able to decide that. You have to remind yourself, okay, just for this amount of time, I'm gonna let this problem just be. And as I said, you'd be surprised about how many times solutions can come to you if you let the dust settle, if you let these things settle. A really good analogy that I've kept with me for a long time that has helped me in situations like this, actually in multiple situations, is when you have, and it's a fairly common one, if you have muddy water, right, and you're constantly stirring up the muddy water, you can never give the mud enough time to settle to be able to see the clear water. And so often in life, that's actually what's going on, is we're constantly muddling the water and we're not giving the mud enough time to settle to make a clear decision. So you have to figure that out. Be like, okay, do I need to let the mud settle a little bit? Let things clear out and then make a better decision. So you just let it be, right? You're not doing anything to the mud. You're not stirring it up anymore. You're not tilting it to one side. You're simply letting it be, and the mud will naturally settle. So go into it with that intentions. If you've tried multiple things and it hasn't worked, as I said, just let it be and come back to it, whether it be in a day, a week, a month, or even an hour. Just say to yourself, for this amount of time period, I'm just gonna let this be. Look, that's what the channel's all about, right? Life doesn't always give us answers, but it gives us these moments and it gives us these opportunities that we can use to build virtues and lighthouses to use later on down in life, whether it be the ship sailing analogy or the mud analogy. All these different tools that we can use in different life scenarios that we can use to tailor them to our lives to help us to make better decisions and live better lives, right? So that's what this is about. So I hope this helps somebody today. So this is your sign that if you've tried everything and it didn't work, just let it be, all right? I'll talk to you later, kid. Wherever the chips fall, I'm gonna let them lie, right? Whatever that saying is, I'm just gonna let may the chips lie wherever they fall, right? 'Cause I'm speaking words of wisdom, let it be. It is a great song. I mean, you got to admit. I'm actually not a big Beatles fan, believe it or not. I think they're mildly overrated. I know that's a horribly unpopular opinion. Not that they're not great, and I respect them for everything that they do, but I don't know. I don't see them as the greatest band of all time.